So, Leica, how you doing? Just rich? Is that how you are? Back in the year 100, a man named Leica Thompson was just taking a stroll down a valley, and he saw a rock on the side of the road, and he thought to himself, I bet I could sell that rock for $15,000. So he did. And then he had children. They grew up. Those children had children, and little Timothy Leicason created the camera company that we all know today and love. I've been interested in cameras for a long time, and there's one company that has just puzzled my mind. Like, my mind goes into a labyrinth and folds in on itself whenever I see a Leica camera announcement. And I think, you charge what for that? I have some interesting theories as to how they get away with it, why they do it, and what we can do about it. Let's work together here.
Leica, I'm trying to decide between the SL and a golden house with a lawn of diamonds that I have to water with champagne.
So let's face it, buying a Leica camera is a pretty major life decision. You don't just enter it lightly. You're likely weighing options like, okay, hon, should we put the down payment on a house, or can I buy this camera? Come on, I'll take pictures of your cat. You'll like it. Where will we live? You're so, off. Stay in the now, hon. I know I made the right choice because I bought a Leica Q instead of a golden house with a lawn of diamonds that I have to water with champagne.
Why do you do it?
I made the right choice. I mean, Leica cameras are so cheap that it's just like, just buy one, even if you don't use it. I don't even use that. I prefer my Samsung S4 for most of my photos. I just like having that as a backup. So what the shit, Leica? How can you get away with it? How do you get away with it? Your camera's feature lacking, same as other cameras, but worse, and then 5 times the cost. I just don't understand the appeal. Why did I buy this? Why did I buy it? It's like, I just picture people with Leica cameras, and they take a picture, and they're just like, nobody noticed I shot with the Leica. For every 10 seconds that goes into planning a good photo, 30 seconds afterwards to scan the scene to see if anybody recognized that you have a Leica camera, and waiting for them to talk to you about it. It's like, yeah, it is a Leica. How did you notice that? Yeah, I don't know, I like it. Okay, I'm not gonna lie to you, this sound is worth it. Okay, maybe not. Listen, assholes. On the surface of it, you got an underwhelming camera spec-wise for 15 times the cost of anything in its closest proximity. Is that a word? Proximity? That was so close. Why are you so expensive though? Like, if anything, it's less comfortable to hold than my Panasonic G85 even. I'm holding it and I'm like, this is worse. It's not as good. It's not even as good. We had to buy a grip for it to make it comfortable. It's the smooth lines, is that what we're going for? Fine German craftsmanship, does it matter? Does any of this matter? This button's annoying. My fancy pouch covers the button, kind of. I have to slightly press this as I press the button. That slightly irritates me. It's first world problems, but you don't understand me starving children in Africa. You don't know what it's like. What is the appeal of you? People like, what? Post it down below. What? I don't get it. The colors? You're gonna, oh, Leica colors. You have no idea. It's the colors. It's like, okay, we're just going in Photoshop here. Let's slide the color temperature, raise the contrast, up purple and down blue. There you go, there's Leica colors. It's like going up to a lemonade stand. There's 2 kids, one selling cups of lemonade for 10 cents, the other selling them for $15 a glass. And you're just looking at them both, you're like, 10 cents? What do you think of that one, huh? What's that made of, kid? I peed in the cup. You still want to get that one, hun? You peed in it. It's 10 cents though. This one's $15. What's in that one, kid? Mine is also pee, but I have influenza. You want to get the influenza pee one or just the regular pee one? Yeah. I know, it doesn't even sound like it's better, the influenza one. It sounds worse. It's a lot more money too. It sounds dangerous. Let's leave. Let's just go to Starbucks. But you got to admit, you're intrigued when you see it. The $15 lemonade, you're like, I gotta try that. It could be good. It could be the best. I've had the most expensive fruit on earth. I've paid $20 for a watermelon. I bought an organic fig for $2 once. One fig, one little fruit fig. Fucking fig loser fig. I ate the thing, it was sour. I was like, what the hell was that? I could have paid $2 to my mom to slap me in the mouth. It's not just Leica doing this, because there is an intrigue factor when your price is so much higher than your competitors. You wonder why. It's like, some people are just gonna do it. And if you get enough people to do it and you get a cult following, you could make a business model here. Like, Apple does it. Apple's a little more pricey than the competition. Bose, you're probably listening to me right now through some Bose headphone speakers. I was researching speakers back in the day, and from what I heard, no musician would ever buy Bose. Like, they were terrible, but they're marketed as like the best thing ever. And they're so expensive. I bought a pair once. I wanted the best speakers possible, so I took them home and it was shit. The bass was rumbling, like I couldn't turn it up. I was like, I had a pair of speakers that I bought for $15. They were used in Value Village and they were phenomenal. Just computer speakers. And then I get these things that were $200. Had to carry the big ass box home. They were worse. So I have a couple theories as to why Leica charges so much. So let's get into those. My first theory is no camera is allowed off the lot until a kidnapped queen of some foreign country inspects it with a monocle and just make sure that it's smooth and level. And it has to be a kidnapped queen. There's a rumor gaining momentum out there that in order to gain enough black onyx to build a Leica camera, you have to travel deep into the Andromeda galaxy to battle a clan of alien beings. And they're stronger than us, so we lose a lot of men every time we go, and the money goes to paying for their funerals in golden caskets. The tripod mount is hand drilled by a man with one arm and an eye patch, and for some reason having the opposite eye free to see and the only right arm, there's an interconnected just sex synergy happening with the left that makes it the most soothing to screw in tripod mount possible, and it's known to cure cancer whenever you screw it into a tripod mount. It could be that the focus system sounds like this. That is fucking phenomenal. That is the shutter sound. Yeah, that's weak sauce. The minimum focus distance on this lens is 30 feet. That can't be good. It takes half an hour to focus. Actually, that's instant. There is the fact that in order to build one Leica shutter, you have to imprison a child for 15 years and collect its tears after feeding it a metallic-like cereal, and then the metal is formed in a petri dish, blended with the bacteria of a mongoose. Apparently the lens mount of every Leica Q camera is made from the bones of an ancient mating pterodactyl couple dug up in an archaeological dig in the prehistoric Mesozoic era and covered in gold for 6 days to let it mature. So was it worth it to vlog on a Leica camera, you ask? Well, there's no flip out screen, so I have no idea if I'm in shot or not. That would be nice. Does it autofocus? Oh, it's struggling. I can feel it. I can feel it struggling in there. Feels like there's a dwarf inside trying to move the motors himself. That's why. There's another reason why Leica cameras are so expensive. They hire a dwarf to sit inside the autofocus mechanism to carry it back and forth on a trolley. He's mining coal and moving the autofocus system. That's why it takes so long to catch up. It's contrast-based detection autofocus. There's no in-body stabilization. And this camera cost me $7,000. That was just for the shutter button. In reality, it was $1,700,000. That's a number. But if the background's blurry, then that's all that really matters. I have a theory on who buys Leica cameras. It's mostly dentists who have divorced and have had car crashes, multiple car crashes. So the dental money coupled with the insurance money from the car accidents, just, you know, you got too much money, you don't know what to do with it. So it's like Leica camera. Hey, I got a red dot on my shit. So should you buy a Leica camera? Honestly, the cameras aren't for me. I don't think they're any better. Like, the autofocus is usually worse. Like, it performs worse than any equivalent competitor. A Sony a7 III, what beats it by Leica? Leica can't beat it. The only area, in my opinion, that Leica competes with the other strange people of the forest is lenses. They know how to make a mean lens. Let's give them that. I had a chance to own a Leica lens once. It was my deepest regret. I had a choice. The 25mm f1.4 for micro four thirds. Leica in my hand, used. Craigslist, I met a guy. He was nice. He was really nice, fat, but nice. Fat people are nice. And I was gonna buy it. I just got my Panasonic G85, put it in, had no other lens. I was like testing it in the shop, fully articulating screen so I could see myself. I was blown away. f1.4, I was like, look at that blurry background, that is phenomenal. There was all little twinkle lights back there, glowing. I was like, this is great, but there's an f0.95 lens, the Miticon. It's a little bit better. So I tested. Okay, what's f1.4 to f1.8? Is there a difference in the blurriness of the background? Oh my God, there's a difference. Oh, what am I gonna do? So I said, I'm sorry, bud. I can't buy it. I'm gonna buy the Miticon. And that's the dumbest thing I've ever done. The colors were phenomenal on that Leica. As soon as I got the Miticon, I realized I was a dwarf child born from semen that got lost in the lake. I was pale and sickly looking. I had to manually focus on myself. I could have had an autofocus lens. We could have tapped a touch on my smartphone, but I wasn't smart enough. Now we live with it. There's nothing we can do now except cry ourselves to sleep with our Leica camera that comforts us because we have no wives. Because we spent all our money instead of buying the house for the wife to have a place to stay. So she got tired of waiting on the sidewalk while we took pictures of trees. Nice oak trees. Leica, there's a red dot on it. So why don't you buy one? You know what I mean? Just buy it. It's got a dot. People will know. Hey look, he has a dot. And they'll touch you for money, and you'll make some of the money back. That's how I do it. It looks nice, but it doesn't feel nice in the hand, and the functions aren't great, and the cost is high. That's a terrible combination for a camera. So I would never recommend anybody buy a Leica camera, but maybe there's something mystical. Post it down below. Why the hell do people buy Leica cameras? I need it. So I think we're done here. Do you own a Leica camera? Post it down below. Do you own a Leica blender? I would buy a Leica blender. Juicer or something. Do they make those? No, probably not. Alright, we're done. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more videos, and I'll see you in the next one.